So here we are, it's Monday, the 30th of September. This is not a fix repair day, thank goodness. This is an upgrade day. I am adding tank heaters. I went ahead and bought the off Amazon. They're like $40 a piece. Again, you can check out the johnnyoshow.com/promotions, and you should see some of these on that page. Hopefully they're good. But they average about $45 a piece. So I got 3 of them. They're 85 watt tank heaters. I went with 110 volts, so I don't have to worry about running big wire, because potentially if I would have went DC, I would have had to deal with trying to get 15 amps going to all these different things, and I just didn't want to do with that. Whereas it is right now, I'm dealing with about a little over a half amp each. So it's not more than 3 amps to run all 3 of these on 110. The other thing too is these will only kick on if I'm connected to AC. They have their own thermostat on. Basically just wipe the tank off with alcohol, which we have, and paper towels. I'll get those cleaned up, we'll get them stuck to it and run the wires. These heaters are indeed a bit funky. It's like, this is the 110 volt, but they use a red and a white wire, which I found was a little odd. But for example, this is the T825. There's only 2 models this Falcon company actually make that are AC. Anyway, the other thing, which I wish I would have known, is it should be as close to the drain as possible. Although I don't think it would have mattered, because they only had one option that I could order on Amazon. So I had to put mine kind of not where I needed to put it. But it should be at the lowest part of the tank, which is obvious, but also closest to the drain. And I was going to put it dead center based on other people's installations that I've seen. And I needed it to be about 1 inch narrower to fit on the side of the tank that's closest to the drain. Now, I don't think that's going to be a problem for my gray and black water, but for my fresh water, I ended up putting it as close as I could, but it's still like a foot away because there's support rods in the way. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put the next ones on. It's pretty straightforward. You just wipe everything down. So notice it's black. You see that? And then I'll just keep going until I have a fairly clean cloth. Now this isn't flat, so there's not a whole lot I can do about it, but I think it's going to fit on here just fine. And I'm not going to peel the whole back off. I'm going to peel a little bit at a time, so I can get it stuck. So I'll pull that back. Let's put it right there. And pull it back. Alright, so now I got it here. And I'll just keep pushing it on, make sure it's on good and solid. And I'll deal with wiring a little later. It seems pretty stuck. For today, as far as I got was getting them attached to the tank. And then I had to get some work done, so not much there. Check back tomorrow. I'll have the rest. In the meantime, I also wanted to mention we had an issue with our AC unit totally freezing up, even at 80-degree weather, and we couldn't figure out why. Because we're camping, and you're exposing your trailer to a lot of dust and stuff like that, it doesn't take anything for these filters to get clogged. You want to check these at probably the beginning of each trip. Just take a peek in there and look what they look like. So as you can see in there, it's nice and clean at the moment because I just took these out and washed them. And it's important to go out and maybe use your outside shower that's on the side of your camper and wash those out. So I wanted to show you these cool cards that Robin picked up at, where'd you get them, Robin?
School for the Blind in Des Moines, Iowa.
Robin's got basically, for simple terms,
Degeneration.
Macular degeneration. It's unusual for people to get it at her age. She got it roughly, did you say about almost 18 years ago? Almost 20 years ago?
It was 18 years ago, yeah.
18 years ago.
I was about 22. Mm-hmm.
And so she was a lab technician at a hospital, and she lost vision in her first eye, and then 2 years later you lost it in your second. Mm-hmm. Anyway, You wouldn't know it when you hang around her because she's adapted kind of okay. But
Kind of okay. Brave and daring.
so she got these cards that are really, really big.
She looked at her phone
So
and said,
these
"What
are
you
kind of
doing?"
cool.
She says, "I'm looking to
So
see
even if
where
you're
I'm
not
going."
necessarily
Yep.
blind, they're still kind of cool looking. But how much did they cost? Were they pretty?
They were free.
They were free?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. But you have to have a thing to prove you're blind?
Yeah, I think I had to pay for the second set.
Oh, okay. So anyway, just thought that these are actually bicycle brand cards. Low vision.
We don't want this.
Low vision cards.
We don't want this here because it's in the way.
Easy C low vision cards. That's a cool
After looking at his record hand,
name.
Get rid of them.
See how I gave you some higher cards though? It's because I didn't want to take things with them. I was like, no. But so if I had a lot of high hearts, I would have
So
gave them
does
to
that
you.
mean since you're all different, I take that too?
If you whatever you,
You
led
led,
with.
so you take it.
Okay.
Are you,
Then that's a
videoing?
bad thing.
Yeah, and you
And
just.
I get that too.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you go through, you should. How many? do you
Everything
have?
counts as one except for the black, the queen of spades.
Everything, each card?
No,
counts
every
for one?
red.
So you have one.